What's good? What's good? It's your boy Hollywood Chuck with my man Big Boss Wave of Urban Cuts. And you know, a lot of times when people talk to Waverly, they might be talking to him about getting their haircut or how to just do different things around the barbershop. But today we here to talk about health, man's health.
Men's health.
We here to talk about man's health, and you an advocate. You and K-Lex, y'all both advocates. For health.
Yeah. Minority men's health.
Yeah, and so I just want to, before I get into the general questions that I got, I just want to ask you what possessed you to care about the health of others.
Well, what possessed me to care about the health of others, I guess it come from my mom, man. She was such a giving person. I mean, she wouldn't give you no money because she ain't have it, but it was nothing for me to come downstairs on a random Saturday and just have some people sitting at the table. She would feed you. She would give you old clothes or whatever. So I guess it's just in my DNA from my mother's, but it was personal too because at the barbershop, I noticed that I was starting to lose men, and I'm like, what happened to them? So I run into a wife or a daughter or something at the neighborhood grocery store, and I would say, what happened? And they said, well, he would never take his blood pressure medicine. He would never change his lifestyle, his eating habits. He went to McDonald's too much. He wouldn't go to the gym. He wouldn't take his diabetes medicine. And so I took that personal because I know if I'd have just had conversations with these men, that they would have changed their lifestyle.
I could have steered them in the right direction.
And I was going through the same things too. I'm battling with having a McDonald's addiction, McMuffin addiction in the morning. You know what I'm saying?
Coffee and McMuffin.
Right, exactly. That's my go-to. So I'm just starting having conversations with brothers, and it started to make a difference.
What made you change your lifestyle?
Well, again, when people that you see every week, every other week are dying because of heart attack, because of stroke, because of diabetes, and the fact that they didn't change their lifestyles, they wouldn't take their medication.
You're like, I gotta make a change.
Right. They wouldn't go to the doctor on a regular basis. Some things you can control and some things you can't.
Yeah.
You can't control your genetics, but you can control what you put in your mouth.
That's
you can control if you get your behind up and go to the gym. You can control if you take your medication or not. You can't control if you go to the doctor.
A lot of times people lack discipline.
Yeah.
And that's what be the ultimate defining factor between life and death.
Yeah, exactly. So that, to answer your question, that's what made me change. I often, when I talk to young people, I tell them, I made the mistake so you don't have to. People that have passed on made the mistakes, so I learned from them.
Right. Well, I'm glad, man, that there's somebody out here that's, a leader in that and, really can be there for people like myself that's a little bit younger than Wade. We ain't that much apart, I don't think, but, just be a shining example for, being a health advocate, him and K-Lex, just caring about the community.
Right.
I got a series of questions that, I like to ask when I'm, dealing with special guests like yourself.
I appreciate it.
And so the Urban Barber Association is the original, the foundation to it all.
Yeah. The Urban Barber Association is a nonprofit, and I actually wrote out on pencil and paper the Urban Barber Association while I was in drug and alcohol treatment 20 years ago. And I knew that I wanted to be a barber, but I knew that I wanted to have a barber shop that was more a barber shop with purpose, more like a community center. And while I'm in drug and alcohol treatment, I'm learning about, I'm talking to a bunch of broken men. He was mentally abused, he was emotionally abused, but we all got these underlying health problems, diabetes, hypertension, heart disease, stroke, all of that is in our background. So I wanted to make a platform and get other barbershops and salons involved, and thus the Urban Barber Association came on, and that's good fortune to happen. The good Lord allowed me and Kalex and I to meet, and we've been partnered up and rocking it for, I don't know, probably.
And y'all, what's the name of the group that you and Kalex? Is it another like entity with the Urban Barber Association that's involved?
Oh, Swag.
Swag.
Yeah. And that's a program. It's an umbrella that got our initiative under it. And Swag stands for Saving Women and Gents. Because we didn't want to leave the ladies out. And again, it's a.
But they go through stuff too, just like
you do. Exactly. Especially when they dealing with us. You know what I'm saying? They probably go through more.
Yeah, because they got to take care of you, and then you got to think about dealing with somebody that has something. Not only is it scary for them, it's scary for you. Right. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. As a partner. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So hats off to the women that got our back too.
But I think the most important or powerful element of the Swag and the Urban Barber Association is the power of what we're doing right now, communication.
Information.
Right, because in recovery, we have a saying, and the saying is, a problem shared is cut in half. Mm-hmm. So if I tell you, look, man, I love McDonald's so much, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Maybe me and you can say, look, man, we don't have to have it every day. Yeah. Let's let that be a treat once a week or something like that. So the power of conversation, the power of us just communicating our problems to each other, a trust, a bond forms there, and now we hold each other accountable. Yeah. The next time I see you, I'm gonna say,
you ate that big muffin today?
Right. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. And either I'm gonna say yeah or no, and he's gonna get on me or
man, you gotta do better.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's the power of this whole thing, and that's if we can get not just in my barbershop, but all barbershops, we can put a dent in heart disease, we can put a dent in stroke, we can put a dent in hypertension, and all the things that are our ailments in the minority community.
Because a lot of times, a lot of talks go down that you won't have. A lot of talks happen in barbershops and salons that don't happen outside of.
Right. And again, the power of, we can go to a workshop or something that's on this date and time, but I'm never going to see these people again. Mm-hmm. The power of the barbershop is, I know I'm going to see you next week to get your beard trimmed. And you know what I'm going to ask you. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to ask you, how did you eat this week? Did you make it to the gym on time? The most powerful and proud moments that I have in my barbershop is when it's on a Saturday and a room is filled with these big burly macho men. You would think that we're talking about the Browns, Cavs, or the Guardians, but no, we're talking about different yoga poses. Yeah, yoga poses and a vegetarian lasagna recipe that I just learned.
So delicious.
Right, those are my proudest moments. So if we still got the element of barbershop, of course we still go talk about the sports.
We're going to talk our man talk.
Right, we still go talk about Nicki Minaj's backside. That's going to happen, period, by nature of the beast. Yeah. But we just want to change the banner a little bit and know that once you come into the shop, you're going to be asked some questions to hold you accountable as to your performance the week prior.
Yeah, because you can always tell when somebody's sluggish and slacking off in their diet or they discipline or whatever like that. Right. But I wanted to ask you, man, I got a series of questions, man. I want to ask you about the UBA and Swag. That's short for Urban Barber Association for all y'all people that don't know.
Yeah, well, we call it Tuba.
Tuba
for the Urban Barber Association.
Tuba. Okay. Could you share with us a story of your personal health journey and how it influenced your passion for advocating minority men's health? Okay,
well, my personal health journey, I'm about 260 right now, but I had got up to 420. And so again, I'm talking to the brothers that's in my chair, and as I'm talking to them, I'm losing them to heart disease, heart attack, stroke, diabetes, things of that nature. And so that's what made me start changing my lifestyle, my eating habits, going to see the doctor on a regular basis, checking my numbers. And so it made a big difference. Changing my eating habits was huge. and going to the gym was huge. And it's a struggle. It's a struggle every day.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? So just again, I'm learning from the people, unfortunately, that passed on. I'm learning from their mistakes.
400 pounds, man, you know, to be able to be at 260 right now, how grateful are you for that? And
I'm very grateful, man, because, and I'm still a work in progress. The thing about it is I'm not like the picture perfect human being of health. And I think that's what makes that adds to the power of the program.
I got in the gym, I'm 260.
Right.
I'm 270. He's 260.
But I'm just saying, like, it's easier to talk with somebody that you know has been through the fire.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think people, you know,
they ain't just talking at
right. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. You know, it's easy for some big macho cut up dude to say, yeah, come to the gym.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear that, dude. You don't know my pain.
Yeah,
You don't like McDonald's like I do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you like salad, bro. It's a challenge for me to drink 4 bottles of water a day. You know what I'm saying? So you don't know my pain. Nothing against them. I'm just saying it's easier when we have that type of bond with each other.
Yeah, for sure. What challenges have you faced in advocating for better health within the minority community, and how have you overcome it?
Well, you know what? I want to walk it as I talk it. The challenges is getting the brothers to, and again, I've been there, getting the brother to start going to the gym. You know, you know what I'm saying? Starting is the hardest part.
Starting is the hardest part.
And just trying to crack that code, crack that egg to get them to drink. All right, I know you don't like water. Try to drink. Let's start off with drinking 1 bottle of water versus that. So many people in our community, we have the Pepsi versus Coke conversation in the shop. Which one is better? You know what I'm saying? Coffee, things of that nature. Just making small changes can make a big impact. And the big thing is convincing our people to have trust in our doctors, because obviously, for historical reasons, we don't trust our medical
We lost trust in the doctor.
Right, but see, us with the Urban Barber Association, we have formed relationships with institutions, and we vetted these people. And the people trust the Urban Barber Association. So we're being the liaison between the community and these medical institutions.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because we got to go to the doctor. There's no way around it.
Yeah, a lot of times, you know, I know brothers be like, well, I ain't been to the doctor in 20 years. And it's like, you know, at one point in time, you know, the doctors, it felt like the doctors was, you know, people was dying a lot, you know, going to the doctors, and nobody was getting cured, you know, and then the world kind of got on this holistic nutrition kick. Right. You know, and a lot of people stopped going to the doctor, but really it was just you started to learn how to eat and put the right herbs in your body.
Right, exactly.
You know?
And that's another thing.
Which stopped you from having to go to the doctor so much.
Right. But you know what? That can be a blessing and a curse, because there's so much stuff out here on the internet that you want to, and these are the conversations that we have too, you know. You want to research the people, your researchers, and that's where the Urban Barber Association comes in again, because we're not putting nothing out there, or we're not promoting no relationship for you to have with a website or an entity, physician that we have not properly vetted.
Right.
You know,
and that's important, you know, because like you say, the internet can be a dangerous place.
Yeah.
You know, how do you see the role of barbershops promoting health, education, and awareness amongst their clients?
Man, I think that the role that the barbershop play is paramount. And I think that our medical institutions really need to lock that relationship in, because the people that they want to come see them, they trust the barber more than they trust the doctor.
Okay, Lexi gave me a little history and said that the barbers was originally the surgeons.
Yeah, the history of the barber, the technical name for barber is barber surgeon. And prior to them separating, barbers used to do the doctoral stuff. We did bloodletting. We would teeth pull. We would literally, they would take barbers to war back in the day so they can sever the limbs and things of that nature.
Wow.
Personally, I wouldn't have been.
How deep is that?
I went to the Barber Museum. It's in Canal, Winchester, Ohio, and I saw the things that barbers used to do and the tools that we used to use. And I would not be a barber.
I'd probably,
right, man. You know what I'm saying?
See it all that blood.
They cutting limbs off and everything.
That's what barbers used to do?
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Wow. That's why they call it barber surgery.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
You know, that's some history for you.
Yeah.
You know, you learn something every day. What future initiatives or projects do you envision for the Urban Barber Association for future support, for further support minority men's health and well-being?
Well, we definitely are pumping up our minority health tables at 10 Cleveland area barbershops where you can get health-related resources.
Would you like to name some of them? Any of them, like a few of them, just real quick?
Okay, definitely my 3 Urban Cuts barbershops on the west side. The late, great Lee Chaps Barbershop, Classic Clippers. We're going over to Polished Professionals over on Larchmere. We're going over to Greg Drafts Barbershop over on Superior. Then we're going to go up the way to my man Conrad's Barbershop, maybe on Roots in Richmond Heights.
I got my hair cut for years at Roots because I'm from Lakeview. The Superior and Lakeview area, so Roots, you know, used to be right there.
Yeah.
On one side, then went on the other side.
Yeah,
they all the way out
they
there.
got that little breakup. Yeah. But yeah, so we all over Cleveland, man, and that's important. And then we got the CAP, the Cleveland African American Prostate Cancer Project, and both of these initiatives, the blood pressure initiative, real quick story, has saved lives. We've had men that have been in the barbershop getting their blood pressure taken, and we've had to tell them, your blood pressure is so high, bro. You need to just skip the haircut and go to the ER. They would return to the barbershop.
Wow.
And this has happened more than once.
Yeah. You talk about making an impact in the community, man. Ain't no better impact than somebody really checking for you.
And they would return to the shop 2-3 weeks later and say, man, they told me I was about to have a heart attack. They told me I was on the verge of having a stroke. That they didn't even know how I even got there, how I drove myself. And recently with the Cleveland African American Prostate Cancer Project, which is a partnership with the Case Western Reserve Cancer Initiative, we just had a few people where we had the bus would come up, do the prostate screen, and we had a few people find out that they got prostate cancer.
Wow, early, where they could detect it
early
and fix it.
Right, because you have a 90 percentile of beating it if you find out early. Every day, 17 black men are diagnosed with prostate cancer. Every 13 minutes, every day 17 men die of prostate cancer, and every 13 minutes a black man is diagnosed with prostate cancer.
Let me ask you a question, Big Boss Wayne. How do we get over the, stigma of the glove?
Well,
sticking it up, my backside.
The test that I'm talking about is they just take a little.
I said you do that. That's
it's not
advanced now.
It's not the stinky pinky, fellas. They just pulling up to the barbershop. They pulling up to the barbershop. They taking a little blood. It's called a PSA, and then in your blood, it's called. They're looking for prostate specific antigen. That's all. It's just a little blood.
Wow. So we have elevated in health now. We don't have to so much worry about that, fellas, feeling like you being demasculated.
Right.
It's just a simple blood draw. Can you share a specific success story or memorable moment from your work with the Urban Barber Association that highlights the impact of the initiatives on improving community health?
Okay, well, I just told a story about this few gentlemen that we had to send straight to the ER. But just recently, I was in public and a woman just out the blue, she just comes up to me and she's crying and she just hugged me. And I don't know this lady, and it was really awkward. And she let me know. She said, "You don't know me, but my husband comes to your barbershop." She said, "I don't know how you got him to get on that prostate bus." to give his blood to check for prostate. But yeah, he got on the bus, he gave some blood, we found out he got prostate cancer, but it's in its early stages, and the doctor say he gonna survive. He said, I've been trying to get this man to get his prostate screened for years now. And I don't know what y'all did, but y'all got him to give some blood, and she just thanked me for that. And so these programs are literally saving lives.
Let me ask you another question. Do you think that men talking to men being more, because we, in the light of women, we kind of don't want to seem so weak.
Right.
You know, we don't want to seem weak. We don't want to seem sick. We were like these big warriors. Do you think it's guys are more open to talking to other men about their health?
Well, after I share my story, and the barbers that's within the Urban Barber Association, we meet and we talk about how to share, because again, in recovery, I learned that a problem shared is cut in half. So I know that you probably won't share with me unless I show my vulnerable side.
Yeah.
Unless I say, man, Chuck, man, I love these damn burgers from McDonald's so much, or whatever it is. I love women so much, man.
Sometimes you gotta fast from them too.
Right, yeah, exactly. I love this substance so much. I love drinking so much. If I share my problem, that will promote you to, number one, encourage me, and then number two, you'll probably share something that you're going through too.
That's a fact.
And so we're trying to break down that stigma. We also got some mental health initiatives going on within the Urban Barber Association as well, because we're trying to break down that macho man stigma that we wear, this banner of toughness. I mean, we human like everybody else.
Yeah.
And we should be able to be vulnerable without being judged or demasculated.
Yeah, and a lot of times we be worried about that as men. The Urban Barbers Association and SWAG came together. And how long have you been partners?
Oh man, we've been doing this. It's probably about 15 years now. The Urban Barber Association, again, it was formed when I was in a homeless shelter, and legally came to fruition as a 501c3 in 2006.
So hold up, man. So let me get this straight. You went from being homeless in a position of homeless shelter to being a master barber, then advocating for health, going all over, different platforms all over the world, talking about the Urban Barber Association and men's health.
Yeah, absolutely. And when I say homeless, I don't mean couch surfing on people's fans.
Not pillow to post.
I slept where we at right now, down here on 18th and Superior. I was the guy in front of the Greyhound station, picking a cigarette butts off the ground. I was the guy walking up to you at the gas station asking you for change. I was out of my mind. You know what I'm saying? I was that dude. So I slept down here literally on the street.
Can you believe it?
I slept in 2100 around the corner. I left 2100 and went up the street to 55th and Woodland, and I stayed in Whitehaven for 2 years. And God just hammered away at me.
Yeah.
And so now everything that I do is from a promise that I made to God. Once I got my room or my little small area, I sat in a tub of water, and I just literally begged God to release me from those demons of addiction. And if I was to be released, that I would spend the rest of my days doing whatever I can. Number one, living my life as a testimony to God's glory, and then number two, helping his people out. Yeah. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm just living on the promise.
That's amazing. That's definitely amazing, just come from your deep, dark demons to just helping people with their own.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We all got it, brother.
Yeah, we all got it.
No one's immune.
Yeah, no one's immune, man. Well, I want to thank you for chopping it with me, Top TV, K-Lex, helping me get this exclusive with you, man, about men's health, because it's definitely something that we all need to talk about. It's definitely something that I need to be getting my sword sharpened on.
Yeah.
Even though I work out and I try to eat good, I still got my own things that I'm going through. So it's definitely good to always have that group and the people that encourage you to be healthier, mentally and physically.
Absolutely.
Oh, I know what I was going to ask you. Do you think that, because it has slipped my mind, do you think that the mental health aspect of things has to be worked out first before the body has to be worked out? Because a lot of times people be dealing with they issues up here before they can even get their body right.
That speaking from a non-professional point of view, because I don't want to talk about no mental health thing, claiming that I'm an expert.
Yeah.
I think that we can work on them both at the same time.
Yeah.
People always say, well, when to start? Start here and start now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's always gonna be a reason to not do something.
There's always gonna be an excuse.
I ain't gonna go to the gym until I get my mind right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
we ain't gonna get your mind right.
Right, exactly. You know what I'm saying? And then the mind, bro, we don't know enough about space or the bottom of the ocean. The mind is even worse, bro. So that's a whole nother animal. Getting my mind right.
Yeah, like I say, shout out to Ohio Selfie World, K-Lex. This is another Top TV. Like I say, I thank Big Boss Waverly, man, Wade, for coming out and just sharing, his experiences and just giving us some game on some good health, because we all need that.
We all need that. Visit those 10 barbershop locations, visit those minority health tables, and tune in to the Urban Barber Association. You can find what's going on with our website at theurbanbarberassociation.org or on IG, like everybody. Tuba Help, TUBAHELP at Tuba Help. Peace.